It's time for Mountain Crest High School Sports, a presentation of 107.7 KLZX and CashValleyDaily.com. Made possible by the support of our sponsors, DD Auto and Salvage, Adams Wealth Advisors, Mountain Crest Booster Club, State Farm Agent Lana Powell, Cache Valley Daily, Young Toyota and Young Honda, Napa Auto Parts, Les Olson IT, The Logo Shop, and Planet Fitness. Now, it's time for the Mountain Crest Mustangs on 107.7 KLZX.
Hello and welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, back to Hiram, Utah. More Mountain Crest basketball action happening on the hardwood here. We are getting more and more into the holiday season and basketball season. I am Coach. I'm not Coach. Yeah, I'm Coach.
No, you're not Coach.
I'm Coach. I am your voice of the Mountain Crest Mustangs, Cody Olson, joined here with Coach John Olson to my left.
Yes.
How do you get the title of Coach?
I coached for 15 years.
Do you go to England and get it bestowed upon you? Do I need to buy a title in Scotland to have the...
No, one day. So one day you'll have a son and then you'll coach them. Or you can even coach your daughter in soccer and then you can call yourself Coach. It's kind of like a name. I did it for 15 years and at this level, and so, you know, whatever.
All righty. There you go. Well, one day I'll get there. But it is not this day.
No.
It is not this day. What this day is all about is about the Mountain Crest Mustangs taking on a red-hot Morgan Trojans team.
Yes.
And we're going to talk a little bit about why they're red-hot in just a second, but we want to welcome you in here to the pregame show brought to you in part by The Logo Shop. They can really put your logo on just about anything. The Logo Shop, proud sponsor of Cache Valley Daily and KLZX. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about these teams. Let's start with the Mustangs. We were able to kind of go through, be a part of their journey from afar. We weren't on the floor, but we're able to kind of see the journey that they went through as part of the Rod Tueller Classic, winning one game, dropping the final two in similar fashion. Two very similar type of games, and I think that it paired a lot with, you know, missing a little bit of personnel, but there is a theme to those two games and something that Mountain Crest is hopeful to overcome, and that is, you know, finding that next gear to win at close games.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing too, which is simultaneous for all of their games that they have lost, they find one quarter where they decide to fall into a hole and fall down by 20. They scrape back in to tie it or even take the lead but not finish out. And I had the opportunity to talk to Coach Smith about that, and they've really been focusing a lot about that, finishing and kind of that. We talk a lot in football about quicksand. Yeah, you know what I mean. We get that from that awesome movie, and
bees
in the bees, and he talked about that. Don't allow one mistake to turn into 5 mistakes. Yeah. And that's what they've really been doing. And so they're really going to focus on not doing that tonight.
Tonight, as part of kind of the injury update, Niko Dimitrikov will remain out with the injury that he sustained in the second game of the Rod Tueller Classic. Mostly, you know, you got to keep Niko, healthy as the region plays start to roll in. But he's going to be missed deeply tonight, and we saw what Niko's role really was in the game against Twin Falls. And there was a little bit of a missing presence inside, and that's because Niko was out. Kai Passy as well as Pugmire had to step up into that role, and those two are going to have to do it again tonight with Niko out.
Yeah, they really are going to need to do that, and they've got to come out and really handle underneath. That's not necessarily either where Morgan is strong is underneath, but they've definitely got to win that rebound battle underneath. That's going to be huge for them.
Going to be a big battle tonight as Mountain Crest is looking to, you know, get off that 2-game losing skid, but get back into the winning column as they're going to be taking on a 7-1 Morgan team.
Yes.
This Morgan team has, frankly, blown out a lot of people that are in their same classification. They've blown out Emory. They've blown out all sorts of other teams. Their only loss on the season coming in overtime versus a team that we know is already really, really good and a high-class team in 4A, and that is Green Canyon. They lost that one 68-67.
Yeah. In a game they should have won.
Yes. So this is a red-hot Morgan team under second-year head coach Scott Hunt. 7-1. Just for reference, if we are going to do the paper test, Mountain Crest struggled a little bit against Clearfield in their first game of the season. Morgan beat them 73-58.
Right.
This is a team that knows themselves really well. They're scrappy. They're going to get in your grill. This is a good basketball program.
It really is. And they're also match up in the same category with Mountain Crest in that they are quick as well. And one thing that I also talked about Coach Smith about is they're going to come out and they're going to put pressure on you. They're going to put full court pressure. They're going to try and get the turnovers because they have a lot of turnovers. They cause a lot of turnovers. And that's going to be a huge part of this game. Mountain Crest cannot turn the ball over. They've got to win that turnover battle.
We're going to have to keep an eye on one of those keys to the game being avoiding that detrimental. You can't play 3 quarters of basketball and expect to win very many games. Mountain Crest has got to avoid that 1 quarter that's been biting them a little bit. Snake bitten by a quarter where things just don't fall for them. Try not to fall and suffocate in the quicksand. Very illustriously detailed by Keanu Reeves in the movie The Replacements.
Yes.
And number 2, you got to keep 3 particular Trojan players in check tonight. The first of which being Colton Asay, the senior forward. He's averaging 12 points per game. A big man. He's going to challenge the inside of Mountain Crest tonight early and often. But the really big issue, or rather the big challenge for the Mustangs, is you have 2 all-state guards that are playing as well in Jack Hurd and Bracken Saunders. Both all-state players. They're both averaging 16-plus points a night for this Trojan team.
Yep, and in fact, they've only got 1 player that starts that isn't averaging double digits, and he's really close to averaging double digits. So they pass the ball around a lot, and they have a lot of scorers.
They're going to look to make some space against the Mountain Crest team. Defensively, Mountain Crest is going to have to play both zone and man because this team for Morgan is able to adapt super well. We saw that in the Green Canyon game. They would flip back and forth and react really well to what the Wolves sent their way.
Yeah.
And we've got to be able to be on our toes if you're the Mustangs tonight. To dip in and out of a couple different water would be great. Yes. And they're going to try and dip in and out of those different defensive sets. Mountain Crest has got to be quick to adapt to those tonight.
Yeah, they're really going to need to come out. This is going to be a test for Mountain Crest, not just physically but mentally. This is going to be a very hard fight all the way through for Mountain Crest, and again, a tough one for sure. But talking with Coach again, he likes this game because he wants to know his goal with the boys are they improving every game, because that's really what matters right now coming into region. Are they improving every game? So we'll see if they are. Improvement
coming up hopefully for the Mountain Crest Mustangs is their overall record with the Rod Tueller Classic has dropped below. I believe they're 2-4. 2-4. Yes, Mountain Crest sitting at 2-4. So they're trying to get back to the winning column here with desperately needed good play happening as region comes around. Do we have a little sneak peek as to how the rest of the region is looking currently as we sit throughout the preseason here? I'll let Coach kind of get that update to us as he looks that up. But we got a chance to see those teams in the Rod Tueller Classic. Some of them able to get some good wins. Some of them able to actually upset in a couple different ways as well. So Region 11 currently sitting with the preseason.
So obviously there's no regular season games played, but currently Ridgeline is 6-0, Green Canyon is 8-0. Then you have Westfield 4-3, Bear River 4-4, Skyview 4-5, Logan 2-3, Mountain Crest 2-4. So heavy on the top with Ridgeline and Green Canyon, which you kind of expected.
Yep.
But that fight for that 3rd spot, it's going to be a heck of a fight coming in. Through it.
Only a 2-game difference between the remaining 5 teams from 3rd place below. Currently, Mountain Crest sitting at the bottom with those 2 losses at 2-4. So we'll keep it going and rolling here. This is the pregame show brought to you in part by the Logo Shop as the Mountain Crest Mustangs set to take on the Morgan High School Trojans. Immediately after this, we'll get ready for tip-off in about 4.5 minutes' time. We will step aside for the national anthem, and we'll come back, get our final thoughts before the start of today's game right here on 107.7 KLZX and on CashValleyDaily.com.
Great Basin Graphics has quality screen printing, detailed embroidery, and award-winning graphic designers. The right look, the right design, the perfect fit. Get noticed with GBG. Get your order in today for spring products. Google Great Basin Graphics for screen printing and embroidery. 966 West 400 North in Logan.
Keep your car running its best with help from Napa Auto Parts. Need a new battery or wiper blades? Napa features the best brands and can even help with battery or wiper blade installation right there on the spot. Locally owned from Preston to Providence. Napa Auto Parts.
Insurance is exciting.
Are you kidding me? However, Lana Powell State Farm Insurance makes buying insurance a little less painful. Call 752-7639 for a quick quote.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
The Mountain Crest Booster Club encourages you to support the sponsors that support the Mustangs. Scaveland Roofing, Pool Orthodontics, Reed's Pharmacy, Airbound Gymnastics, Blue Water Construction, Mitco Landscaping, and Ridley's Market. To join the Mountain Crest Booster Club, contact the Mountain Crest Athletic Department and support the sponsors that support the Mustangs.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CashValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CashValleyDaily.com.
Suit up, feel good. Custom tailored clothing for him and her. The Cater Shop, because how you look is the first message you deliver.
At Planet Fitness, you'll get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this? This is better.
Join the judgment-free zone today for $15 a month. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
When your car isn't working right, you just need someone who can help make your life a little easier. Cache Valley Auto Care can. Hear what people are saying online.
They'll always take the time to help you understand what they're doing to your car and go above and beyond to solve your issue.
Cache Valley Auto Care.
Searching for copiers and printers? Les Olson IT has what you need. Find reliable HP printers, award-winning Sharp copiers, and high-end Ricoh graphic systems.
Les Olson IT.
They really can put your logo on just about anything. That's what they do at the Logo Shop. Businesses, teams, booster clubs, school organizations, call the Logo Shop and have them show you the possibilities. The Logo Shop, committed to schools, teams, and youth groups.
Great Basin Graphics has quality screen printing, detailed embroidery, and award-winning graphic designers. The right look, the right design, the perfect fit. Get noticed with GBG. Get your order in today for spring products. Google Great Basin Graphics for screen printing and embroidery. 966 West 400 North in Logan.
Keep your car running its best with help from Napa Auto Parts. Need a new battery or wiper blades? Napa features the best brands and can even help with battery or wiper blade installation right there on the spot. Locally owned from Preston to Providence. Napa Auto Parts.
Insurance is exciting.
Are you kidding me? However, Lana Powell State Farm Insurance makes buying insurance a little less painful. Call 752-7639 for a quick quote.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
The Mountain Crest Booster Club encourages you to support the sponsors that support the Mustangs. Scaveland Roofing, Pool Orthodontics, Reed's Pharmacy, Airbound Gymnastics, Blue Water Construction, Midco Landscaping, and Ridley's Market. To join the Mountain Crest Booster Club, contact the Mountain Crest Athletic Department and support the sponsors that support the Mustangs.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CashValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CashValleyDaily.com.
Suit up, feel good. Custom tailored clothing for him and her. The Cater Shop, because how you look is the first message you deliver.
At Planet Fitness, you'll get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this? This is better.
Join the judgment-free zone today for $15 a month. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Hiram, Utah. We're going to go ahead and get your starting lineups today, brought to you in part by our friends down in Logan. We're going to go ahead. These starting lineups brought to you by DD Auto and Salvage, Cache Valley's #1 place to get the most money for your junk vehicles and scrap metal. Pickup is available. Call 435-787-1204. As we go ahead and get the starting lineups for the Morgan Trojans, it will be #1 Colton Assay, number 11 Jake Hansen, number 22 Nate Pace, number 31 Mason Williams.
And now for your
along with number 5 Bracken Saunders. Here are the Mountain Crest Mustangs starting lineups tonight. And we have a little bit of a switch up from what we saw back in the tournament. First and foremost, we will see Trey. That won't be a switch up. Number 10, junior Mason Smith, who's going to run the point guard position for the Mustangs tonight. Parker Andrus, number 11. He's going to be that lightning in a bottle for the Mustangs as well. Number 24, Tayton Martinson, working the wing position, and then making his first start, number 40, Kai Passy.
Yeah, but he brings a lot of physical play underneath, which they may need tonight for sure. So
I like the light show that Mountain Crest does.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Pretty sweet. They got the disco balls.
Yep.
Or rather, not really a disco ball, but laser light show up above.
Yeah.
It's when they got to turn this gym into, prom.
True. That's I thought of that.
Dual purpose. We had a fantastic national anthem. I mean,
yeah, it was really
her name,
good.
first name Christy. I was not able to get her last name, but she killed it.
Yeah, she
absolutely
did.
Fantastic.
Did an amazing job. Yeah.
In the half circle, it will be Parker Andrus going up against Mason Williams, the forward for the Trojans. Into the half circle they go. And we are about ready to go underway here in Hiram. Ball up in the air and tipped around, grabbed initially by Passy and flipped back to Smith as the Mustangs win the opening tip to start this basketball game. Hoping to learn a little bit more from what they did back in the Rod Tueller Classic. The Mustangs trying to avoid those mistakes, get high percentage shots. Here is Andrus going through a lot of traffic. Bumped around, missed, and it will be Martinson who tracks it down but had a toe on the line on the baseline trying to save it. Turnover on the Mustangs.
Good move to try and get down underneath by Andrus, but just not able to power his way through.
Pace will flip it to the point guard, Jake Hansen, the all-state selection, 16 points per game. Quickly getting it inside to the big man. Right hand push shot off the back iron, skying up in the air is Martinson who brings it down back to earth. Transitioning to the opposite side of the court. Passy to Smith, sets the screen at the top, looking for the pick and roll. They double. Passy was open initially. Smith has to retreat and take it back out and away. Mustangs with 7 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first. Transition to the far side. Andrus peeking above, gets the switch that he wants, goes across from Passy, finds Martinson at the top of the key, 10 seconds on the shot clock. A contested shot by Martinson is missed. Passy now up and under move, and it is swatted into the next state by number 31, Mason Williams, for the rejection.
It was a good move down underneath. He just got so much length down there, Williams does.
3 seconds on the shot clock coming up. Smith tips that one right into the arms, takes the ball back. It resets the shot clock. The man initially open in the corner. Martinson for three. Yes. And it looked like Trey Cooper could have got called for something as he took the legs out of Nate Pace, who was trying to get there in time. Yeah. But nonetheless, Martinson hits for three, and the Mustangs go up after the big three-point play. Scoop layup, no good. Transitioning around, and the initial miss. Ooh. Oh, goodness. And the referee corrects himself. It was initially going to go back to the Trojans as it was being held out of bounds by Colton Assay. Referee says, hey, that's my bad. I pointed the wrong way.
You pointed the wrong direction.
So what are you seeing early from the Mustangs here? A good shot from Martinson, of course, but good defense also from the Trojans as well.
Yeah, really good defense. Trojans are having trouble shooting so far.
Andrus flips it back over the top for Passy, giving him a good berth, knowing that Passy's not going to be that three-point shooting threat. Martinson, backdoor cut. Andrus goes back up and in, floating, and it will find a dead spot on the back of the backboard and fall into the hoop. Mustangs lead 5-0.
And that's exactly what they need from Andrus to get that extension and get that drive.
Saunders into the ball game, kicking out to the near side corner. Morgan answers with a three of their own. This one off of the outstretched arms of Jake Hansen. All-state selection for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. Martinson on the far side, wing extended, gives it up to Passy, and Passy's going to kind of be that keystone to move the basketball either which way. An attack from Andrus up and through with the right-hand layup is good.
Again, a really good drive by Andrus down and underneath.
7-3 ball game in favor of the Mustangs. This is a very good Morgan squad that Mountain Crest right now seems to be in control of in the early minutes of this first quarter. Near side baseline on the block. Give it up to the right side. Elbow jumper is good from the big man. You don't see that very often. Williams gets it to go on the deuce. Andrus and Smith with a little bit of pressure from the Trojans. Break the press, get back into their offense. Martinson on the opposite side from where he hit the three before, and this time he'll hit again.
And that's exactly what Mount Crest has got to do. When they've got those free shots, they've got to make them, because Morgan is not going to miss many of their shots. They're just really good at shooting that.
And when you get production out of Tatum Martinson, typically someone who gives a lot of defensive energy, hitting from three, only positive things are going to happen. Driving inside the key, kicking it back out on the baseline jumper. This one too strong, but rebounded offensively by Saunders. Back inside again. Contact and one as Nate Pace goes into the body of Passy. He'll get another chance at the line for the three-point play.
Yep, and that's one where you've given up the position. Don't give up the foul too. There's just no way you're going to stop him. So put your hands up and try, but don't draw that foul.
The small forward, Nate Pace, averaging 8 points per game. He gets a three-point play the old-fashioned way with that score. And now the Trojans are back to down only 2. Smith will pirouette his way across the timeline, spinning off of his left foot, getting some dribbles in there, and the Trojans will sit back into an aggressive 2-3 zone, really pressuring the backcourt of the Mustangs. Corners are open. Andrus will drive, collapsed in on, finds Passy with a great look here. Passy up and under.
Good move. Right now we're getting some really great looks underneath from Passy and Andrus, which again is what Mountain Crest needs.
Unselfish play from Andrus. Drove, give it to Passy at the top. He'll drive. Now Morgan the other way. This one's a very tough floater hanging in the air. Michael Jordan style. Bracken Saunders. And as much as Mountain Crest wants to pull away, Morgan immediately answers back on the opposite end of the floor. 12-10 with 3:19 left in the first. Cooper for three, no hesitation. And the boys are shooting well tonight as he cashes in.
Yeah, they are shooting really well, and Morgan's going to talk about it. Actually, he just took a timeout.
Yeah, Morgan's going to take the timeout here, and they're going to talk to Nate Pace. He's been giving up that three ball a couple times. They're going to try and figure that out. We'll take the 30-second timeout and keep it here. Right now, the Mustangs very confident. I mean, they look calm now, very calm.
They do, exactly. Yeah, they're playing very well right now, and they've got to keep that up. You're going to see now a tighter press from Morgan coming out to try and get, them out of their game, Mountain Crest. And again, I love that they've got to keep driving down in underneath. And once they collapse, they've got to pop that out. And Mountain Crest got to continue to hit those threes.
Yeah, and right now they're hitting at a very high clip. I think they've taken 3 threes and they've made all 3 right now. And obviously the 100% shooting percentage is not going to last.
No.
But right now, if you're shooting very confident, you keep that rolling. Penetration from Andrus, kick it out to the secondary man behind him. Great recipe for success right now.
Yeah, exactly. They're doing very well.
Asay will inbound to Hansen, who will dribble out of his own back court, working from right to left on the radio dial. They're going to go into the near side corner. Quick toss in the feed. And the chair pulled out from underneath. Martinson thought that it was clean to get that away, and that's a pro move, really. The big man trying to back you down. Martinson just
moved and he fell down. Yeah, it wasn't necessarily a foul, just a move. But
all right, Martinson gets called for his first foul of the ball game. Morgan inside feed. That one should have been a foul.
Yeah, that was much more of a foul.
There we go. But they go through contact and able to get it up and through is Saunders. Well, I guess it equals out either way. Mountain Crest again transitioning to the offensive side of the ball. Martinson picks up his dribble, is in trouble. Finds Cooper on the right side wing extended. Andrus will pull it back out after the gift given up from Cooper. Calling for a screen. Mountain Crest has not been able to get the offense going on this possession. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Passy, hounded by the Morgan defense. Martinson's going to leave it on the late pass to Andrus, who will drive. Throws up a prayer, and it will go off the front of the iron. That was much more sloppy than what we saw the last couple times.
Yeah, that did not run well for Mountain Crest's offense.
Hansen, inside feed again. Double pump move and one play for Williams. And right now the Morgan interior is starting to eat up the inside of the Mustangs defense.
Yeah, and Mountain Crest is giving up some sloppy fouls. Andrus came right down onto him very obviously. You just got to jump up, go straight up, because you can't afford, especially Andrus, to get into foul trouble.
So a common substitution that we're going to see throughout the night, it will be Pugmire coming in for Passy. Those two are going to have to man inside. Third foul against the Mustangs, and the three-point play rolls off the left side, no good. Rebounded by Smith. Hot potato passing as Andrus will cross the timeline. Gives that ball right to the Morgan defense. It will be an easy scoop layup as the steal at midcourt is given up by Andrus. 16-15, Morgan takes the lead with that steal and turnover. It's going to be a 1-2-2 trap as soon as they cross half court. Mountain Crest gets pressure. Again, another bad pass. Andrus leaves his feet and throws it right into the teeth of the defense of Morgan. Saunders rises up, leaves it late to the backside for Hansen. Inside, tough shot at the free throw line, and it will be a whistle on the floor. Hansen is going to be called for it.
Over the back.
Over the back, yes.
And again, Mountain Crest just don't panic. They've had a couple things go wrong, and this is where they have a tendency to let that continue.
Mountain Crest not able to get out of this trap very well. Andrus closed out on the near side. Smith now inside to Pugmire. Had a good look at it. Throws it away. There's the panic that you're talking about right there.
The pass was off, but Pugmire was wide open underneath there. You just got to be a little bit more under control. When they're trapping up on top, you're going to get people who can move through the key and get open. The key is to make sure you're getting those passes. And again, it's that snowball effect that we talked about.
Well, if it's any consolation, there's only 50 seconds left in the first quarter. We'll see if Mountain Crest can hold it together. Hansen to Assay, long three, back iron, high and arcing, tipped around and grabbed by Morgan again. Second miss by the Trojans. This time, Mountain Crest don't give them a third chance. Smith, rather to Martinson, driving, scooping.
Should have been with the
and
body.
It will be a foul, I believe, before the shot. No, it will be called goaltending.
Goaltending, yep. And there should have been a foul before it because he came into him with his body.
So goaltending is the call, and they're going to give the points to Mountain Crest. And Martinson will get the points attributed to him with 28 seconds left. Mountain Crest holding on to a 1-point lead. Morgan has been able to turn up the heat on the pressure a little bit. It's caused the Mustangs to lose the momentum that they had going for them. 18 seconds left on the far side wing. In the ballgame, Ben Russell, feed, Williams, easy. Turnaround shot at the block is good, and now Morgan leads by 1. 6 seconds left. Smith's got to get something going here. Picks up his dribble, has to launch the shot from half court, and it goes in. Holy cow.
That was awesome.
Wow. Smith, not a high percentage shot, but gives everything he has with a foot inside the half circle from the half court line, and it goes in. Get that kid in at halftime, and he can win a lot of money for the Alta Bank shootout.
That's true.
All right, we go into the second quarter by the miraculous shooting of Mason Smith at the very end. Mountain Crest leads 20-18. We'll take a quick break, come back to you right after this on 107.7 KLZX. A broadcast on Cache Valley Daily brought to you in part by our friends at the Cater Shop. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Great Basin Graphics has quality screen printing, detailed embroidery, and award-winning graphic designers. The right look, the right design, the perfect fit. Get noticed with GBG. Get your order in today for spring products. Google Great Basin Graphics for screen printing and embroidery. 966 West 400 North in Logan.
Keep your car running its best with help from Napa Auto Parts. Need a new battery or wiper blades? Napa features the best brands and can even help with battery or wiper blade installation right there on the spot. Locally owned from Preston to Providence. Napa Auto Parts.
Welcome back here to Hiram, Utah. The end of one quarter. Mountain Crest leads 20-18, but we saw the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde of Mountain Crest basketball in that first quarter.
Well, and Mountain Crest turned the ball over 6 times to Morgan's 3, and still are leading by 2, which is kind of amazing.
That was by the miraculous buzzer beater shot from half court from Mason Smith, and now Morgan will start off with the basketball. Head coach Scott Hunt going to point out where he wants this thing to go coming over from the bench, and Morgan's had some beautiful offensive plays that have given them some good looks. Here's one at the top of the arc, and it will roll on every part of the rim. Andrus brings it down and then back up on the rebound. Here comes the Mustangs. Settling in on the right side wing, extended. Now, here's Morgan going into that man defense. They switched it up. Mountain Crest wasn't quite ready for it. Now they got to set it back up. Coach Smith is going to call out something different here with 18 seconds on the shot clock. Martinson getting a screen from Pugmire. The pick and roll over the top. Beautiful play.
Very well played. And that's what you really need to do out there because they are collapsing still out there onto the guards.
Yeah, they are. And they're handling it semi-okay at this point. Dribble screen action, easy. Left hand, and it is blocked at the top. Smith hits the deck, and he's going to come up late. Mountain Crest on the short-handed power play on the opposite end. Andrus is fouled. And he's gonna have to take it out of bounds on the far side. Trying to reach in there was Hansen, and he'll get called for the foul.
Fouls on number 11, Jacob Hansen. In for the Mustangs, number 40.
Huge block by Pugmire.
Oh yeah, that was a big block by Pugmire. Mountain Crest playing very well so far.
Cooper goes way into his own back court from the long lob from Andrus. Going to be guarded by Ben Russell. Here's that trap defense. Mountain Crest has handled it okay. Transition and the flip pass to Passy was too quick for the reaction.
Just not quite there, but the idea was great.
Yeah, it goes out of bounds.
Not so great.
Ball goes out of bounds, and it will go back to the Trojans, down by 4 points, 6:40 left in the second quarter before halftime. Smith trying to force Hansen to his off-dominant hand, and it works out for him. He'll get the steal near half court, one-on-one, stops, gives it back to Martinson. Transition 3, no, air ball in it. Ball goes back into play, and Morgan comes away with it all alone on the opposite end. The layup off the finger roll touch by Russell is good.
Yep, that was a very quick turnover, and
timeout by Coach Smith, and he's upset because Andrus dribbled right into trouble before everybody got set up. So the Mustangs have to burn a timeout on the far side.
Yeah, but you know, again, it's one of those things too where they've just got to calm down just a little bit. They're back to a little bit manic.
Yep.
And there's a difference between playing fast and manic.
That is true. It's a huge point. And you know, Coach Smith right now is talking to the boys. I'm not in the huddle, but I would imagine that it's hey, let's play collected. You know, let's play fast, but calm.
Right.
There is a sweet spot for the Mustangs here that they're working for.
Yeah.
That timeout had to be taken because you started to get manic.
Yeah.
Andrus gets overzealous, dribbles right into the trap. Nobody's ready to help him out as he goes in there, and you have to burn a timeout.
You got to burn a timeout. Yep, exactly. And the thing is, I know, talking to Coach, they worked on that full court and trap all week, so they know what they're going to do. And they have done that a couple times, but they've also thrown it away as well a couple times. So,
all right, the Mustangs will inbound on the far sideline. Back into the backcourt is Smith. He took a shot to the nose trying to get the offensive foul drawn 2 possessions ago, and he looks okay. They had to go check up his nostrils to make sure.
Make sure
now
no blood.
Morgan drops back into the zone defense. Andrus throws it to a spot. Luckily, Smith is there to grab it. Martinson and Smith. Hot potato passing again, near side. Cooper drives the baseline, throws it up, and it goes in off balance, and the prayers answered.
Yeah, he's got
Mustangs.
Yeah, yep, good shot. Well, it wasn't good looking, but it ended up making it, I guess is what I should say.
It's a good shot if it goes in.
That's true.
Right. Probably looking for a better shot in transition. Here's the near side lob to Hansen, guarded by Smith. Now the jab step from Saunders. And Andrus has been doing a pretty good job. Both the All-State players are being held pretty quiet. Here's Saunders for 3, and that is a foul closing out. And Andrus follows through with his body.
Yep, just didn't get the right angle. And that's 2 fouls on Andrus. He's got to keep an eye on that as well. So,
Coach Smith given the motion that maybe we saw a little bit of a flop there. But I'm going to try and make an effort to not comment on every foul, but it was.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was
absolutely.
a foul.
Andrus runs him over.
Yeah, you can't. Even in high school, you have to give them their landing space.
It wasn't even that. He just got bowled over.
Yeah.
So the first miss at the line by Saunders. He's got 2 more coming up after this. Mountain Crest leads 24-20. Points have been coming in hot and fast for both teams. Saunders goes 1 for 2. He's got 1 more. Cuts it to a 1-possession game. Second one for Saunders, off the forehead and out the back iron, no good. Martinson has that one ripped away by Russell, and that's just a big boy play from the big man. There's another big boy move, and that one rolls around and out. Pugmire tries to wrestle it away, finally does, and Morgan crashing the boards and being physical right now.
Yep.
Set to check in at the next dead ball, Easton Hendry. 10-second violation as Mountain Crest does not get it over the line in time.
Wow, that seemed like, it went on the clock. That seemed like a really fast 10 seconds, but you can't argue about the clock.
Wasn't even looking, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
All right. Turnover forced as Morgan's defense does not allow the backcourt of Mountain Crest to advance the basketball. They get the possession back, And Hansen will dribble across the Mustang logo. Saunders at the top of the key. And Morgan's had some great offensive sets lately. People moving. Here's another open look for Hansen on the left side, and he buries the two-point jumper.
They're really good with that motion through the top.
And Mountain Crest is getting lost as they play man defense. All right, back and forth. Across. Smith trying to be patient, and he dribbles right into the trap. So the Morgan trap that Mountain Crest worked on throughout the week is really giving them some fits right now. It will be a full timeout. We'll go ahead and take it, come back to you with the continuation of the second quarter, brought to you in part by our friends, Les Olson IT. Sorry about that. We can be, what can a business technology partner do for you? All the office products needs at a great service. Learn more at lesolson.com. We'll be right back.
Great Basin Graphics has quality screen printing, detailed embroidery, and award-winning graphic designers. The right look, the right design, the perfect fit. Get noticed with GBG. Get your order in today for spring products. Google Great Basin Graphics for screen printing and embroidery. 966 West 400 North in Logan.
Keep your car running its best with help from Napa Auto Parts. Need a new battery or wiper blades? Napa features the best brands and can even help with battery or wiper blade installation right there on the spot. Locally owned from Preston to Providence. Napa Auto Parts.
Welcome back here to Hiram, Utah. We come back into the middle part of our second quarter. Morgan and Mountain Crest in a little bit of a dogfight. Offensive fireworks happening so far. 24-23 for the Mustangs, and we were talking off air how impressed we've been, one, with Mountain Crest's ability to run their offense when they've been calm, and then Morgan's ability to run some offensive sets. It's like they're being coached by Coach K at Duke. I mean, these kids are disciplined.
They are really good about that.
Here they go. They're going to go back into that trap once again. Newly substituted man, Easton Hendry, in trouble. Gets it on the bounce pass to Passy, and the ball tipped around and grabbed back by Morgan.
And that's exactly what that trap is designed to do, but you've got to be calm, and you've got to work through it.
It will test the Mustangs. This is a great test as Mountain Crest sets back into the defensive set, working the man. Again, Hansen to Saunders, three, no hesitation, buries the three in the near side corner. Now here's the Morgan team that we know is so good. Confident shooting, defense turning to offense. Step through pass by Passy. This leaves an open shot, mishandled by Hendry in the corner, and you can't give up those opportunities.
No, you really can't. You'd broken the press and the trap at that point. You've got to gather the ball and play.
Hendry's going to take a seat on the bench. He wasn't in for a terribly long time. Martinson comes back in. Hansen crossing midcourt, surveying the defense. Gets a quick pass to the near side corner, and it was almost thrown out of bounds. Saved on the baseline by the miraculous athleticism by Assay. Now Saunders will cook at the free throw line. Gives it back up to the top. Russell for three. Tipped around, grabbed offensively by Saunders. He'll throw it back into the near side corner and will reset the shot clock. Martinson over pursues. Now a lane inside and a foul offensively.
Yep. And that's what you really got to do. You've got to set up under there, especially when they're driving like that. And I was also going to mention, Morgan does not miss a lot of shots, but when they do, you've got to get that rebound. You cannot give them second chances at the board. That will kill you.
Rebounding and second chance opportunities given up is one of the Mustangs' keys that they've been trying to work on here. Andrus bounces it off the foot, gets it back, and then throws it right to a Morgan defender in the near side corner. Mountain Crest cannot seem to figure out this press. It's been giving them fits pretty bad.
It has, yep. They're having trouble passing out of it.
Hansen shooing off his man, flipping to the other side, sealing off the defender. Easy bucket on the drop step, finding Colton Assay on the far side block. 28-24 at the risk. Now Morgan might be starting to make something happen here. Mountain Crest a little bit more calm and collected, but Passy throws it right into the arms of Morgan. Here is the alley-oop on the right side, and it is cashed in from Russell to Saunders. 30-24.
Coach wanting interference. He was standing out of bounds trying to knock the ball out of Mountain Crest's hands.
Ball thrown on the far sideline. It's tipped out of bounds by a Morgan defender. It will stay with the Mustangs with 26 seconds left. And that press, which was handled so well by the Mustangs in the first quarter, has now started to bare its teeth, and Mountain Crest just has been panicking.
Well, they've added that trap to it.
Added the trap. Martinson comes back to the far side. Again, double team at the top. Somebody's got to be open. It's going to be Cooper for 3 on the right side. He'll miss the shot. Passy will try and keep it in bounds, but will be unsuccessful diving into the coolers. And you're getting double teamed in the half circle. You have to be able to make 1 or 2 good passes, and you'll get an open shot somewhere.
Will.
It's tough. It's easy to say from up here in the crow's nest.
Exactly. It's easy to say, but well, and they're even collapsing 3, if you notice, onto that trap. So there's at least 2 people open down there.
1:40 left before halftime. A 6-point lead by the Trojans. Hansen inside. Williams sidesteps, shimmy shakes on the near side block, throws it back up to the top for Hansen. Gonna call for it again. The big man wants to go to work against Passy. Andrus tips it and deflects it just enough to go off of the shoelace of Nate Pace, so we'll go back to the Mustangs.
And Mountain Crest they've gone on a dry spell because they have had such a hard time getting through this trap.
Andrus and company dribbling across. Smith gives it out for Cooper. Now Andrus collapsed in on, and it will be fouled on the far side wing. That ball is just so dangerous. It is a dangerous situation as soon as it crosses half court.
Yeah.
It's a one. I'll have to take a better look at this trap here, but keeping 2 guys well up top has kind of been hurting the Mustangs a little bit. Here's Smith. He'll lob it way up for Martinson at the top of the key. Try to get poked out from behind. Cooper work its way around the horn. Smith driving in. Back to Cooper on the right side. He'll rise for 3 and gets the shooter's touch to roll.
Cooper. Get the roll that he needed.
Cooper hits the 3 ball, 30-27. 1 possession lead for the Trojans. Williams will hand off to Hansen as they try and take the air out of the basketball just a little bit. Drive, kick to Saunders. Gets Andrus to bite, gets inside the key. A lot of contact, gets the ball back into his arms after it's deflected around, and he'll go up with the right hand to score. 30 seconds remaining, 32-27. Smith to Andrus. Dribbles across half court, picks up his dribble, gives it to Passy, flips it out to Martinson, and now Mountain Crest has been able to break the press. Lucky to be deflected and out of bounds into the Morgan bench.
I thought it wasn't deflected at first. I thought it just went out. That would have been another turnover.
Such a good press by Morgan, and it causes Mountain Crest to feel the panic. Even when you break it, they were set back. Martinson gets past his man, picks up his dribble, and then finds Smith underneath. Passy holds his shot. Gotta go up stronger than that.
You gotta go up with it, yep. You gotta go up with it.
Smart move by Hansen to bounce it off of the shoe of Martinson on his own baseline with 4 seconds left on the game clock. Passy held that for so long. Why?
Yeah, he did.
Why?
He just needs to go up strong with that.
So Hansen and company with a 5-point lead and 5 seconds on the game clock will take it, throw it to Saunders, and it's tipped around. Martinson's got to heave it at the end. No, just wide right on the heave from 3/4 court. And we go into halftime with the Trojans up 32-27. We talked a little bit about the press and the trap that's causing some issues for the Mustangs overall. Pretty fortunate, and I would say a big success against a very good Morgan team to be down only 5.
Yeah, I would agree with that. They did a really good job. If they can figure out how to break that press, you've got people open underneath and start scoring, it's going to turn around. They're really lucky to only be down 5 at this point with how well that trap has worked.
Yeah. And we'll talk a little bit about that trap a little bit more as we go into halftime. Some things I want to point out here. Mountain Crest comes out in the first quarter calm, collected, shooting well from beyond the 3-point line. Shot percentage is going up. Now the trap comes in. Now Morgan starts to really impose their will on the Mustangs.
Yeah.
This is the point. What are you made of? This is exactly what Mountain Crest wants and how you're going to be tested here as we go into the third quarter.
Yes. Can they adapt? Can they come out and can they hang with them? It's kind of like a prize fight because both of them are just landing blows throughout. And like I said, Morgan's not going to miss a lot of shots. Mountain Crest not missing a lot of shots, but you've got to pick up that loose ball. You've got to start winning the turnover battle. And right now, Mountain Crest is getting destroyed in the turnover battle.
Yeah, considering, I don't have the number, but I'm looking at your sheet.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of tallies under
lot
turnovers
of
for the Mountain Crest Mustangs. We'll get you those numbers as soon as we come back for the halftime show, brought to you by Planet Fitness. Get energy without the punishment. Join the judgment-free zone for just $15 a month. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all. We'll be right back on Cache Valley Daily on 107.7 KLZX. Mountain Crest Trails, Morgan, 32-27. Don't go anywhere.
Great Basin Graphics has quality screen printing, detailed embroidery, and award-winning graphic designers. The right look, the right design, the perfect fit. Get noticed with GBG. Get your order in today for spring products. Google Great Basin Graphics for screen printing and embroidery. 966 West 400 North in Logan.
Keep your car running its best with help from Napa Auto Parts. Need a new battery or wiper blades? Napa features the best brands and can even help with battery or wiper blade installation right there on the spot. Locally owned from Preston to Providence. Napa Auto Parts.
Insurance is exciting.
Are you kidding me? However, Lana Powell State Farm Insurance makes buying insurance a little less painful. Call 752-7639 for a quick quote.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
The Mountain Crest Booster Club encourages you to support the sponsors that support the Mustangs. Scaveland Roofing, Pool Orthodontics, Reed's Pharmacy, Airbound Gymnastics, Blue Water Construction, Mitco Landscaping, and Ridley's Market. To join the Mountain Crest Booster Club, contact the Mountain Crest Athletic Department and support the sponsors that support the Mustangs.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CacheValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CacheValleyDaily.com.
Suit up, feel good. Custom tailored clothing for him and her. The Cater Shop, because how you look is the first message you deliver.
At Planet Fitness, you'll get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this? This is better.
Join the judgment-free zone today for $15 a month. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
When your car isn't working right, you just need someone who can help make your life a little easier. Cache Valley Auto Care can. Hear what people are saying online.
They'll always take the time to help you understand what they're doing to your car and go above and beyond to solve your issue.
Cache Valley Auto Care.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Mountain Crest High School as the Mustangs taking on the Morgan Trojans. Morgan currently leads at halftime 32-27. We'll go ahead and talk a little bit about what we've seen and some of the keys to the game and how they're playing into this game. We're going to talk a little bit about some areas where Mountain Crest can improve particularly, but I got to go ahead and say first and foremost, with everything being the way that it has been on paper and stats tonight, fortunate that the Mustangs are only down by 5. I mean, you're right within striking distance right here. You're in a good place. You don't need to panic.
No.
But you got to fix a couple things if you're going to win this game going into the second half.
Yes, exactly. And it's going to come, I'm going to call this the base of the things that they need to change or they need to focus on. And that's playing calm. Don't panic. You know how to break this trap. And you can get points off of this trap. But you've got to play calm. And the other thing, too, again, it's much easier to say than do, is you've got to you've got to pass the ball. One thing that I've noticed, especially with that trap, whichever Mustang gets trapped, everybody stays in their position. You got to move. You've got to move and get open because there's somebody going to be open. You can't just stand there and watch them get trapped. And I think they're getting a little too complacent on that. I did like a couple times when they beat the trap, when they ran a screen, just a top screen with the center, and then come off that with a pass. And that's all you really need to do. And again, it's easier said than done, and I definitely will say that. But that's the biggest thing with breaking that press and getting your scoring back on track.
I think the best thing that you could possibly do right now, the press is so intimidating. Yeah. For especially if you're dribbling into it as a point guard right now. As a coach, Coach Smith, you got to be able to go in, sit those guys down on the board. This is where they are. Yeah. This is what I need. This is where you can be. Yeah. And you only have to break it 2 or 3 times in a row, and they're gonna slough off.
They're gonna drop off.
But they're gonna keep doing it until you figure it out.
Yep.
So now's the chance. You have an extended amount of time at halftime. You're only down 5. Golden opportunity. X's and O's in the locker room. This is where they're lining up. This is where you're trapping you. This is where we get a 3-on-2 opportunity if we can get it to this point. Yeah. Be confident. Make that happen. So the turnover battle in terms of what we saw.
Yeah, Mountain Crest is sitting at 11 turnovers. This is unofficial, I would also like to point out, to Morgan's 4. And that alone right there, if you were to look at that and I would say Mountain Crest has 11 turnovers, Morgan has 4 turnovers, what do you think the difference in the scoring is at this point? I would not say 5.
Yep.
I would not say 5. So I think Mountain Crest is in good position. And I also want to point out, we're being very hard on Mountain Crest, it seems like. At least it seems like I'm being very hard on them.
Right.
But I'm just trying to give you an idea of what I'm seeing. And this is the thing. I know that everything they're doing wrong, even the little things that they're doing wrong in this game, are fixable things.
Yep.
There's nothing out there where you can say, well, this is unfixable. It's not. And Coach Smith knows that, and they're talking about it. They've been in there a little bit longer than normal, and I think it's talking about that for sure. The other thing, too, when Morgan misses, you've got to pick up that rebound. Not terrible, just don't give them second chances.
Yep.
And, so you're not in a horrible place.
No.
Don't beat yourself mentally, which is what they tend to do.
Yep.
And Coach has talked about that. So right now, Mountain Crest has been playing very well.
Yep.
Considering. So
all things that there's been a few great things that Mountain Crest has done in this game. One of which being, I think that Pugmire and Passy have stepped up and played very well inside offensively. I think when the ball has been in their hands, I think they've gone up. They've done very well in kind of manning that position and claiming their spot. That was something that we wanted to see an improvement on throughout the Rod Tueller Classic. We're seeing that now as an improvement for the Mustangs as part of that. Another positive for the Mustangs that I saw was, what a great shooting, really, percentage shot-wise. I mean, our field goal percentage very high, and very high from beyond the perimeter. Tayton Martinson, I believe, almost 3 for 3 from outside land, and that's been really helpful. Mason Smith has been trying his best to be able to calm the ship and dribble out of pressure. He's been able to do some Houdini moves. A lot of positive stuff for the Mustangs, and you and I tackle this very much from a coach's perspective.
Yes.
X's and O's and high expectations, because we know what this Mountain Crest team is capable of.
Yes.
And I think that they're more than capable of not only winning this ball game, but doing it in a fashion that is dominating, and it's just a few tweaks that I think could happen in order to do that. So
exactly.
We'll see what they can do coming out. We're about 30 seconds away from the start of our second half. We're going to go ahead and see how these adjustments take place. We're looking for calm collection.
Calm collection,
for
play
the
your game. Yep. That's
there we go.
Exactly it, and I think they can do that.
Well, here we go. We're going to get started. As the Mustangs break their huddle, so too will the Trojans. On the floor for Morgan will be Mason Williams, Bracken Saunders, Nate Pace, Jake Hansen, and Colton Assay. Mountain Crest will start off with the basketball. They will go from right to left on your radio dial. Smith will go into the backcourt, and it will start with Morgan sloughing off. They will not show that pressure against the Mustangs. They're going to do it at a time to catch them off guard somewhere in this third quarter. Martinson to Passy. Gets the dribble handoff and a drive inside and one.
That's a good way.
Play.
That's a good way to start your offensive play for sure.
Yeah, very good play by Tayton Martinson. Gets the handoff, uses his speed to get to the hole, and gets the three-point opportunity here. 32-29, his shot up and off the back iron, no good. Regardless, Martinson leads the Mustangs in terms of scoring. He gets up to double digits with that shot. And now we'll get started with 7:30 left in the third quarter. Hansen. Smith in his back pocket, gives it to Saunders at the top. Morgan clearing out, inside corner, Williams pumps, Passy sitting in the chair as they will go back and forth on the near side. Collapsing in and goes back to Williams. Good closeout by the Mustangs, just unfortunate bounce. Saunders, off balance jumper, no good. And somehow Nate Pace is able to get the offensive rebound between 5 Mustangs, kicks it back out, a miss by Saunders inside, and another opportunity, this time a travel. Mountain Crest. Fortunate to come away with no points
and
scored
again,
by the Trojans.
I talk about, you've got to box out and you've got to get those rebounds.
32-29, Mustangs get the ball back, and now comes that pressure. Tip, out of bounds. And you can tell immediately the assistant coaches are yelling at Trey. Trey, we talked about this. Get to the point where you're supposed to be at the top of the key. A long lob to Trey on the far side wing. Steps back out of pressure. We'll get the bounce pass up to Smith. Pumps, gets the man up in the air. Andrus will drive in between a couple different Morgan defenders and get swatted by Williams. Tough drive.
Yeah, that was.
Good contest and good defense by the Trojans. Saunders for Hansen for 3. Yes. Quick pass back from Saunders to Hansen, and those two picked to represent 3A as All-State players for a reason last year, and they're doing it and showing it in that position. Passy to Trey in the far side corner. Morgan out of position. Trey for 3, and that will get stuck off of the bounce and go high above the backboard. And we're going to need another basketball to hopefully get this thing out of here. This is in the worst position possible to get the ball. Oh, wow, great shot by Saunders.
Got it out.
I was going to say, we're going to need somebody to be climbing on the rim if we didn't have that. So, bounce, missed opportunity from Trey for 3. You could tell it got into the corner, and then Morgan was scrambling on where to go. One more pass. One more pass right there. 35-29, a 6-point lead, a feed to Assay. Drops down against Cooper. He'll strip the ball away. The deflection. Mountain Crest takes it back. Gives it back to Trey to the corner. Martinson takes a wing and a prayer out, and it will stay with the Mustangs. Kai Passy pleading that it was tipped. And they'll gift it to him. Andrus, cross-court toss to Martinson on the near side. Closing out at the very top. Passy, back to Martinson. He'll take the tough 2, and that will bounce around. Andrus skies in for the offensive rebound. Cooper gets the quick assist from Andrus, and he'll hit the shot. Timeout by Coach Scott Hunt. He doesn't like something, and the Trojans will talk about it here in the 60-second timeout. We'll keep it going. Back and forth. Chess match coming in right here in the second half.
Exactly. This is, so far so good. Still, only 4 points down. You're clawing your way back in. You've got to take, this is one of those games that Mountain Crest has just got to hang in there and just not give up, so that when you get to the end of the fourth quarter, you've got a chance. You know what I mean? You're not going to come out and dominate Morgan, but you got to not let Morgan come out and dominate you either.
Exactly. So we got a little bit of chess match going up between these two teams. Both coaches drawing on the board inside the huddle. We get an update as Green Canyon, we get a final from the Green Canyon Box Elder game. Green Canyon, the Wolves beat the Bees 73-60 in a game where We didn't get any details, but 13 points, though, for the Wolves.
13 points, which is pretty good. And that Wolves will remain undefeated. Yeah. And again, the Wolves and Ridgeline right there at the top. But it is a dogfight for that third spot.
4-point difference between these teams with 5:34 left in the third quarter. Brought to you in part by State Farm agent Lana Powell, proud sponsor of the broadcast here tonight. Saunders, quick flick from the inbound to Hansen. He gets in front of Smith. Tosses it to the far side corner for Williams. And the ball thrown out of the outstretched fingers of Asay couldn't get set up, and it will be a turnover. One of the very few that Morgan has given to the Mustangs.
Yeah.
Here's that trap once again. They're going to toss back and forth from either side of the court. Andrus to Smith. He'll dribble across half court, work down the near sideline, and now the Mustangs are able to break it well. Kick out for Cooper, and that is blocked by Williams. That is his fourth block of the night. And he's got a gift.
Yeah,
he's got a little Matumbo in there. He's got the wristbands to prove it, too.
Yes, he does. He's been playing very well defensively.
Martinson, another long pass from the near side to the far side. Ball tipped around. Cooper in a struggle. Bodies on the floor. Ball up for grabs. And Nate Pace did not appreciate getting dogpiled on, as it will be a swap of the possession arrow. It will force the turnover again against the Mustangs.
Another turnover. And you know, Mountain Crest, there's times where they struggle to get it inside the three-point line.
It's impressive, really, the defense that's being shown. Hansen, crossover against Smith. Loses the basketball. Martinson almost has his knees taken out. I'm glad that both of those boys that fell down are feeling okay, because it looked like Hansen dove, like inadvertently, of course, but it looked like it really took out the legs of Martinson. 4:46, turnover. And we're going to get a whistle next time that Smith and Hansen meet each other, because they're both pleading for something, so something's going to get called. Here's Martinson, crosses to Andrus. He'll step in for three, and it rims out.
And he had Cooper wide open in the corner. Much better, higher percentage shot, but
he's feeling it, Andrus. I mean, the shot looked good. Yeah, one more. It feels like they're one pass away in a lot of different ways.
Yep.
Hansen, bounce pass to Williams on the left side elbow. Gives it back to the near side wing for the point guard. Rising, Asay off the bank. The bank is open at 8 o'clock at night on a Friday, and Asay gets it in, 38-31. Only his 5th point of the ball game on that three-point attempt. Andrus, kick to the corner. Martinson wants to answer with a three of his own, and it is short, rebounded by the Trojans. Saunders splits the triple team, gets pit-pocketed out of bounds. It will stay with the Trojans.
Trey does a really good job on those big guys catching the ball down low.
Yep.
If they go down low, he's able to get in there and pop that thing out.
Saunders looking, good defense by the Mustangs. The backdoor cut, stolen away. Andrus with numbers, 2-on-2 opportunity, gives it to Trey, and it's behind him, and it stops the progression of the Mustangs. And
Smith let it go.
Smith let it go, knowing that maybe he thought it was going to stay.
He thought it was out on Asay, but
turnover again on the Mustangs. That bad pass just right behind Cooper, and it slows everything down. There's very little margin for error against this Morgan team.
Yes. Oh, that's...
And a little ball poked out and away by Andrus out the far sideline. Stops the shot clock at 25. 3:30 left in the third quarter. 7-point lead by the Trojans. Using his height and a block by Martinson on Nate Pace. That was an angry block.
That was an angry block.
That was a get this out of here.
Yeah.
Ball rolls into Marcus's athletic training room. They have to bring it back out. Saunders looking for somebody on the inbound. Finds Pace over the top, and will hand it back to Saunders. Here's the offensive set. Reaching around, ball deflected. Back to Williams. unfortunate bounce. That ball was up for grabs for everybody. Goes back into the arms of the Trojans, and they capitalize. Now up 9. Smith and Andrus dribbling across half court. Now the boys seem a little bit more confident to get that out of here. Unselfish pass leads to a block by Williams. His 5th of the night.
Yeah,
couple highlight blocks from both teams tonight.
Yeah, they have. And I have to say, Mount Crest not doing terrible defensively right now. Got a few takeaways.
Smith, baseball pass to the far side angle from the near side of the basket. Andrus now to Passy on the left elbow.
Nobody cutting to the basket when
everybody
he gets it at the top.
Everybody's stagnant, and we got 7 seconds on the shot clock now. Screen, offset from Passy. Smith rising, goes up and around the body of Asay. He'll miss the layup, but he'll be rewarded with 2 free throws.
Yeah.
That's a nasty crossover at the top of the arc.
That was, yeah,
pretty
he
sweet.
did a good job with that.
Seems like a long quarter, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Especially as quick as the first 2 were.
Right. First shot up and good for Smith. I think it's because the ball's been going out of bounds so often.
Yeah. Yep.
Pugmire will come in for Passy.
If you could just combine Passy's defense and Pugmire's offense. You know what I mean?
Right. 2 for 2 at the line for Smith.
You could do a hockey shift.
Right. Into the ball game for the first time that we've seen. We've got a number 2 out on the floor for Morgan. We'll try and get his name. He's recently got in there. Asay for 3, closed out on, and it was a contested 3. Makes it regardless. Pushes the lead to 10. Pugmire gets the toss at the free throw line. Closing back out on Smith is the 2 guards of Morgan. Smith driving, kicking, thinking about it. No look pass to Martinson. Inside, leaving his feet. Gives it an open look for Cooper for 3. And that was
what you've got to do.
Extra pass.
That movement, that extra pass right there.
Beautiful shot for Cooper on the assist from Smith and others. Hockey assists from a couple different Mustangs.
Yes.
43-36 with 1:45 remaining in the third. Hansen stops at the free throw line, tosses it out to the far side corner, steps into the 3 on the wraparound. No good. Cooper grabbing the rebound off the glass. Turns on the Jets, crosses the midcourt stripe, and the Mustangs will take a breather. Russell to Cooper for 3, deep this time. Yes! Trey Cooper, back-to-back 3s. And the Mustangs back breathing on the neck of the Trojans.
Yep.
Down only 4.
Keeping it close.
Hansen dribbling with the offhand, forced to his left. Dribble handoffs. This has worked pretty well for the Trojans. And then a block by Andrus. Tipped around, and the foul
loose
by Smith
ball,
on the loose ball. We're going to see Braden Larson for the first time tonight as Smith will come out and get a breather.
And I love, so one thing I love about Larson coming in, he's got a lot of energy too. We talk about, Parker having a lot of energy. Larson does as well.
All right. Morgan going to set it up. Russell handoff to Hansen. Stopped on the baseline. Got to dribble back out of it. It's quick passing from the Trojans. Saunders knifing his way in. Off balance layup. It's good. Tip of the hat. Right there. That's all you can do.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
Ball in between, and it's a panic turnover, leaving it for Andrus. Trying to stop the fast break opportunity, and just like that, Morgan balloons it back out to 8. Wrap around over on the top, switching sides of the court. Martinson leaving his feet again. This time it finds into the arms of Cooper. Keeps it, ball tipped around. Larson has it. Shot from Martinson is short off the front of the rim. 3-on-1 opportunity. Russell v. Martinson holding the shot. Keeping it, having it go at the buzzer. Morgan, 6-point run within the 1 minute. right then and there.
Yep, and that, Mountain Crest clawing back and then letting them jump out like that, so.
All right, into the fourth quarter we go. Don't go anywhere. We'll see the conclusion of this ball game. Mountain Crest trails by 10 to a very good Morgan squad, 49-39. We'll be right back after this quick message from our sponsors.
Great Basin Graphics has quality screen printing, detailed embroidery, and award-winning graphic designers. The right look, the right design, the perfect fit. Get noticed with GBG. Get your order in today for spring products. Google Great Basin Graphics for screen printing and embroidery. 966 West 400 North in Logan.
Keep your car running its best with help from Napa Auto Parts. Need a new battery or wiper blades? Napa features the best brands and can even help with battery or wiper blade installation right there on the spot. Locally owned from Preston to Providence. Napa Auto Parts.
Insurance is exciting.
Are you kidding me? However, Lana Powell State Farm Insurance makes buying insurance a little less painful. Call 752-7639 for a quick quote.
Welcome back into the conclusion of this basketball game. Into the fourth quarter we go. Mason Smith has come back in after a very brief substitution by Braden Larson. Not a ton of substitutions in terms of the guards tonight. I mean, it's been a few moments, but it's mostly been your starting four in terms of the guards. It's been Andrus, Cooper, Smith, and Martinson. Mustangs now working their way around the horn. Smith going to call for the screen for Pugmire. Martinson with the bad pass has to reel it back in. Pugmire takes the shot from the free throw line. Tipped around. Hansen able to get the rebound. Now transitioning. Assay bodied up and one. Great play by Assay. Taking the contact, going to the hole. Confident basket. That's what I want. Just really strong to the bucket there. Pass, he's going to come on in for Pugmire on the substitution. 51-39. And if you're in 3A, watch out. Because the Morgan Trojans are dang good.
Well, and what surprises the heck out of me is, looking it up, they're only number 3 in 3A.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Cooper gets fouled on the block. Well, on the blocking foul at the top of the key, excuse me. Could have been misleading if you're listening on the radio, but yeah. First foul called. Martinson will go into the backcourt. It will reset the shot clock as Smith will put the boys in the correct position. Passing. Kicking out from beyond the right side. Martinson, step in three. This one short. There'll be a foul on the rebound.
Is that going to be on
I think it's on
Smith again?
Nope, this is on Cooper.
On Cooper.
Trey will get his first foul. Only one foul given by Trey. And the Mustangs have done a pretty decent job of staying out of foul trouble tonight.
Yeah.
Hansen v. Smith. Quick one-hand toss to the right side wing. Russell throwing it up to the top. This one deflected back into the arms of Saunders. Finds Hansen alone for three in the corner, and that one won't go. Williams, offensive rebound through contact. That one will not go either. Another opportunity and one by Williams, and we've got a Mustang on the court, slow to get up.
I didn't see what happened.
Didn't see either. That's Parker Andrus who's grabbing his nose, and that is too many opportunities.
Yeah, no, you can't give him that many putbacks.
That basket was by number 31, Mason Williams.
Parker Andrus going to be gingerly
going to hobble off. Hopefully it's not anything serious.
No, I don't think that it is. I think he's a little bit shaken up. And three-point opportunity here for Morgan. And now they've got they're in the driver's seat here to break this game open and away. Up 53-39 over the Mountain Crest Mustangs at home in Hiram. Three-point play by Williams will go off of the friendly bounce. 11 points for Williams in the game, paired with his 5 blocks. Smith And Martinson, back and forth, quick passing at the top of the arc, pumping inside, trying to get the guards of Morgan to bite on something. Cooper running around the screen way deep downtown for three, and it's going to go high off the back iron. Mountain Crest frustrated.
Yeah, these are frustration fouls now, which, you know, you still have got to just calm down and play your game. Don't worry about the score right now.
Hard to say. Hard to.
Oh, it's harder. Everything up here is easier. Everything way back here is easier.
Yep. Here's the left-hand dribble from Hansen, and now Morgan will start to really slow things down. Here's the up and over the top intended pass from Williams to Assay from the right side wing into the key, and it will go out of bounds and out the baseline for the turnover. 6 minutes remaining in the ball game. Morgan will slough back into that 2-3 zone that was shown at the very beginning of the game that Mountain Crest played so well against. Smith will take the time out with 24 seconds on the shot clock. We're going to take the breather as well. Don't go anywhere as Morgan leads the Mountain Crest Mustangs 54-39. This is the, the desperation attempts to adapt and do something here when we come back from the break. We'll be right back.
Great Basin Graphics has quality screen printing, detailed embroidery, and award-winning graphic designers. The right look, the right design, the perfect fit. Get noticed with GBG. Get your order in today for spring products. Google Great Basin Graphics for screen printing and embroidery. 966 West 400 North in Logan.
Keep your car running its best with help from Napa Auto Parts. Need a new battery or wiper blades? Napa features the best brands and can even help with battery or wiper blade installation right there on the spot. Locally owned from Preston to Providence. Napa Auto Parts.
Insurance is exciting.
Are you kidding me? However, Lana Powell State Farm Insurance makes buying insurance a little less painful. Call 752-7639 for a quick quote.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
Back into the action here in Hiram as the Mustangs trail the Trojans of Morgan 54-39. It's a 15-point lead currently for Morgan. Mountain Crest is going to try and poke and prod and try and think of something to do here. Pugmire on the baseline holding onto the ball, and it just goes right into the arms of Assay. Bad pass. Martinson trying to get it back and trying to be smart enough to keep it away for his third foul of the ball game. Hansen will double clutch it and travel with the basketball. Had his man initially open. Man turns away.
Yep.
And then he'll hold on to the basketball, and then you're like, uh-oh.
You get to travel.
Andrews set to check in. Substitution. Pugmire will come out. 5:22 remaining. Smith across the Mountain Crest logo. Gets over to the right side elbow. He'll be fouled before the shot. Continuation in the NBA would have been pretty cool as he banks it in, but no.
Fouls on number 1,
And
sign.
Oh, sorry.
Nope, you're good.
No
Inbound
problem.
coming up for the Mustangs on the far side of the basket. Smith will lob it up over the top for the alley-oop, and Passy just goes way too hard with it. It goes right off the backboard and rebounded by Morgan. What were we going to say?
We'll come back to it. It's all good.
All right, here we go. Hansen to Assay on the right side. Morgan will pop back out, and it will continue to work around the horn. There's been a couple instances in this game as the baseline jumper is contested, fouled as Smith will send Hansen to the line. There's been a couple times tonight that the ball has just been like completely up for grabs, 50-50.
Yeah.
And for some, it's
bounced the wrong way for the Mustangs.
It has. It's gone really well for Morgan tonight. It's just somehow pinballed off of various different body parts and various different circumstances, and just ends up in the arms of the Trojans. So on the baseline attempt, it is Hansen that was fouled.
Tomorrow, we've got the sorry.
No, you're
Again,
good. Asay gets the offensive rebound on the missed free throw attempt. Hansen will lose the basketball and exchange words with Hansen as he works his way down the court.
Got to get fired up about something.
That's right. And both of the Morgan coaches are going to come out onto the floor and have a discussion with either one of our officials.
Yeah, they're going to really, and I don't know what they're going to change. You can't let the coach come out and change your call.
And one of the officials did come to the bench and give a number. I don't know. Now we're going to have a little bit of a discussion out on the floor. This is the dangerous part. This is why being an official is so hard.
Oh yeah, it
right?
is
So many high emotions in this. Whether it's a darned if you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's a close game, everybody's at a level 10, right?
Yeah.
And then if one team or the other is in a very dominant position late in the ball game, then you often have frustration because people are competitors, right?
Yeah. Oh, of course they are.
There is a art to being an official, and we cannot thank these guys enough for being out on the floor tonight. There's 3 of them.
They don't get paid enough.
And they don't get paid enough.
No.
And being in the state of Utah, this is the first time that I've seen 3 officials on the floor for a while. I'm calling in Idaho and Wyoming.
Oh, yeah.
I often see only 2 for a lot of this.
Yeah,
so.
no, Utah's 3. And it's different. Like we talk about, especially in 3A in Idaho, basketball is much closer to wrestling than it is actually basketball.
And they are going to correct the call. They're going to give the foul to Martinson, and they're going to allow Morgan to shoot some free throws right here. It was called. The official did come to the floor and to the media table pretty early on and gave the number. So there was an initial call on the floor. So Hansen will go to the line and take some free throws. First shot is up and
why just
in.
one?
Why just one is a very good.
Because he didn't make a basket. That was
interesting. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but there was only one free throw shot. There's Martinson for 3. Has to handle the basketball twice in his hands. It's taken on the defensive rebound by Morgan. Saunders through the trees. Misses the shot. Mountain Crest able to take it back. Ball up for grabs. Andrus takes the tougher shot at the right elbow. Contested by Williams, and then we'll get a quick whistle as the ball rolls out of bounds. 23-24. Martinson is.
I think he's trying to foul out.
He might be.
Honestly.
He might be.
You got to watch it. You got to watch it. You don't want to foul out. Finish the game. One thing, so Martinson, we've seen him shoot a lot better tonight. That game versus Ogden, he lit it up. I think he ended up with 15 points.
Yeah.
But been kind of quiet the last few games. So I actually really love to see the fire coming out in him because you so very rarely see that fire. And you want to see that as a coach.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. He's been trying to match energy tonight. And you can tell that Martinson is a competitor.
Yeah, and you want that.
You want that. Here's the second shot from Hansen. Missed the first one, makes the second. 56-39. 17-point lead. It's starting to get out of the hands of the Mustangs here. Smith at the top gets a screen from Andrus. Finds Martinson on the baseline. A pass intended for Kai is out of his hand. It was the right pass.
Yeah.
Just mishandled and out of bounds.
Kai passing, he missed the pass. He was wide open underneath there. But
yeah. Pugmire's going to come on in for Andrus.
Back in for the Mustangs, number 25, Easton Pugmire.
And up until the fourth quarter, Mountain Crest really played a great game.
They were within 4 within 60 seconds of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
A huge 6-point run, brought it up to 10, and then after that, Morgan's just been able to kind of run away with this here. Inside out pass, Hansen steps underneath and hits the shot on the contested 2. Hand in the face, doesn't matter.
Number 11, Jacob Hansen.
Jacob Hansen, 58-39. Smith, quick toss to Martinson in the corner. Pugmire looking for the pass. Gives it quickly to Cooper on the opposite side, who will pull back out. And the Mustangs, you're right, they've had a little bit of trouble penetrating inside the three-point line. They've kind of skirted around this man defense, and the 3-2 zone has caused issues, and right here Morgan will deflect it out of bounds. Morgan, no, Mountain Crest will take the timeout. It will be a 60-second timeout with 3:26 left. Morgan leads by 19. We'll come back to you for the conclusion of this ball game right after this on 107.7 KLZX and on CashValleyDaily.com.
Great Basin Graphics has quality screen printing, detailed embroidery, and award-winning graphic designers. The right look, the right design, the perfect fit. Get noticed with GBG. Get your order in today for spring products. Google Great Basin Graphics for screen printing and embroidery. 966 West 400 North in Logan.
Keep your car running its best with help from Napa Auto Parts. Need a new battery or wiper blades? Napa features the best brands and can even help with battery or wiper blade installation right there on the spot. Locally owned from Preston to Providence. Napa Auto Parts.
Insurance is exciting.
Are you kidding me? However, Lana Powell State Farm Insurance makes buying insurance a little less painful. Call 752-7639 for a quick quote.
All right, we bring you back to the final 3 minutes and 26 seconds left of this ball game. Morgan has ballooned out their lead. At one point was only up by 4 with a minute left in the third quarter, has now ballooned it out to 19. And the game has gotten a little bit out of the reach for the Mustangs.
Yep.
Some great play, ballers on this Morgan team, man. I mean, Mountain Crest got some ballers, Morgan got some ballers, and tonight feels like the ball bounced the way of the Trojans a little bit. Here's this turnaround shot by Pugmire, and he will be fouled at the buzzer, and they'll send him to the line. There was only 5 seconds on the shot clock as the timeout was taken.
And, Kai Passy and Pugmire have done a good job coming in. They really have. But it's hard to fill the shoes of Dimitrikov. And when your biggest threat now becomes the outside, that's when, things like that full court press, the trap, becomes more deadly because you don't have this huge presence underneath.
Yeah.
In Dimitrikov.
Pugmire will go 1 for 2 at the line, 50%. 3:15 remaining, and Morgan will clear out as Hansen works the one-on-one versus Smith. These two have had a fun battle tonight, with both of them having highlights on either end of the floor.
Yeah, they've really gone at each other.
Forcing Smith to the left hand, and he'll shoot the floater, and it's been a good game for Jacob Smith tonight. Hansen. And those two, it's been fun to see that back and forth. Passy on the baseline, throws it right into the arms of Asay, who will knock it out of bounds. Falling out of bounds, he tried to get that wraparound pass, and just ends up going in. Jack Hurd set to check in for Morgan. He'll send Hansen to the bench. A round of applause for the young man who's done a very good job tonight. I didn't get to see his final point total before he went out, and the quick inlet out of bounds play from Smith to Kai Passy finds True into the bucket, 60-42. Here's Pace for 3. That one won't go in. Pugmire.
That was a sky, wasn't it?
I know, he went way up.
He went really high.
For the rebound. Smith taking his time to cross, throws it to Saunders. 2-on-1, the alley-oop is stolen away by Smith. The baseball pass, Pugmire, take it to the hole, yes. Easton Pugmire pumps up the crowd late in this ball game with the fast break dunk with two-hand slam.
That was good from the sophomore.
Hand check as Martinson so close. Trying to look for that 5th and final. Hey, you don't get to take any home. You might have used all 5.
That's true.
I say that as somebody who fouled out every game.
Well, that was kind of what you were there for, was your defense.
That's a nice way of saying that I don't have any offense. First shot up and good.
Some people are there for the
save.
offense, and some people are there for the defense, and you were the defense.
Yeah, I was real sneaky athletic, wasn't I?
You were very sneaky athletic.
Oh, jeez. Here we go. Second shot up and in for Assay. Takes it up to 62 for the Trojans. It's an 18-point lead. This game all but wrapped up as we have a couple different Mustangs in.
And they're still running the trap.
They are. They're going to say, do something about it. In the ballgame, Cale Muir gives it up to Martinson, well beyond, near the 10-foot line in volleyball, and he's fouled like 30 feet away from the basket. They'll go ahead and inbound on the far side. Williams will come back in. Muir will come out. That was about 20 seconds for Muir on the substitution. And a timeout for the Mustangs. 30-second timeout. We'll be right back after this quick message from our sponsors here on CashValleyDaily.com.
Great Basin Graphics has quality screen printing, detailed embroidery, and award-winning graphic designers. The right look, the right design, the perfect fit. Get noticed with GBG. Get your order in today for spring products. Google Great Basin Graphics for screen printing and embroidery. 966 West 400 North in Logan.
USU.
Welcome back here to Hiram, Utah. Someone's talking about the Aggies.
Somebody's talking about the Aggies.
Who said that?
Aggies will take on USF.
Yep.
They're also the Bulls.
We're not the Bulls.
No, we're the Aggies, but we have a bull as a mascot.
This is true.
Anyway, the Aggies are 15.5-point favorites.
Really? Against USF? Really? That kind of surprises me, to be honest.
And so if they win, then USU will be 10-0.
Yep.
And then the next game for the Aggies after that is UC San Diego, which is a very good UC San Diego team.
Is it San Diego or Santa Barbara?
UC San Diego.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Then they travel to St. Mary's. That's going to be the big one.
Yeah, there's going to be a 3-game stretch for the Aggies right before the end of the new year where they go St. Mary's, San Diego, and then Nevada.
Yeah.
Corner 3 from Kai Passy.
Nice.
Why not, big man? Get that in there. 90 seconds left in the ball game. And a quick foul by Smith at midcourt on Jack Hurd.
And he wanted to get that last one in before he got pulled.
That is the fifth for Smith. He'll go out of the ball game, and man, we got to be quick on seeing what his point total was before the end. I believe that he had 11.
I think it was 11. Yeah, only 2 Mustangs in double digits tonight.
First ball rolls in and out. Well, yeah, Martinson had the big opening first quarter. Hurd misses the first free throw. Here's the second. And he knocks it down and in. Pugmire to the quick inbound for Muir. Muir, Larson, Martinson, Pugmire, and Passy out on the floor for the Mustangs. Muir picks up the dribble, gives it to Larson. He's got a lane to the bucket, gives it back to Pugmire, who brings the ball down, and he will be swatted by Williams. And that's his 7th block.
How? He just called it. No, there was.
There we go. We got a little bit of a miscommunication.
Oh, he did not.
Ball
he
goes
blocked it out of bounds.
Ball goes out of bounds. Doesn't mean anything.
No,
with
it doesn't.
70 seconds left, but yeah, it's kind of interesting how. Anyway, Larson will go ahead and guard Hurd across the half-court timeline. They poke the ball away. Ball stolen by Martinson on the awry pass. Flying in, holds the shot, and one. Did he get it to go? Yes. Wow. That was the double pump.
Quite an acrobatic move there.
No kidding. Martinson says, I'm not done yet, as he gets his point total up to 12. And we get a timeout on the floor. I'm going to keep it here.
But why? But why, Jim?
Let's go down to the floor and ask.
It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Let's talk about the
him.
Aggies a little bit more.
All right.
First time, I believe the Aggies have an opportunity to go 10-0 for the first time in program history. They had a chance to do it in 2022.
Right.
Under, I believe, Coach Ryan Odom.
No, Smith, wasn't it?
Nope.
No, Odom.
It was under Coach Odom. And they lost to Weber State at home.
That's right. I remember that.
And that was a real bugger.
Well, way to put the hex on Aggies.
Hey, it's a reverse jinx.
Oh, man.
Reverse jinx.
You better do like 3 jumps or something. I can't remember how it is to break that. No, they're playing so well. Got a chance to go up and watch them versus Utah Tech. And they had a full court press on Utah Tech that entire game.
Yeah, they did.
They were not nice.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's Utah Tech. Come on.
Oh, oof. There we go. Martinson at the line. He's got the chance for the 3-point play. This will put him up to 13 if he makes it, and he'll go off the back iron off the miss. Asay will get the rebound, and Mountain Crest is desperately trying to swipe the basketball away with 45 seconds left. Pace, swatted by Martinson. The floater, wide right, and then followed up by Asay. Passy goes to the quick inbound and bumps it off of a Morgan Trojan player out of bounds. 34 seconds remaining. Martinson on the far sideline. He'll turn on the afterburners and attack Asay. Kick it to Passy. Second 3-point shot, and it will be short and to the left. Asay will...
It was out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like a Mustang was touching the ball simultaneously while trying to get the ball out. 23 seconds left. Going up and through. The quick pass to Pace. Contact and the finish as he goes to the bucket. Larson to Pugmire. Gets on the block. Keeps his pivot foot. Throws it into traffic, and it is stolen back out and away. Pace will smartly take it back out. That will end the ball game. Morgan wins 67-49. A 12-point game from Tayton Martinson. Pugmire with 5. And we'll come back for the halftime show right after this here on 107.7 KLZX.
Great Basin Graphics has quality screen printing, detailed embroidery, and award-winning graphic designers. The right look, the right design, the perfect fit. Get noticed with GBG. Get your order in today for spring products. Google Great Basin Graphics for screen printing and embroidery. 966 West 400 North in Logan.
Keep your car running its best with help from Napa Auto Parts. Need a new battery or wiper blades? Napa features the best brands and can even help with battery or wiper blade installation right there on the spot. Locally owned from Preston to Providence. Napa Auto Parts.
Welcome back here to the post-game show brought to you by Napa Auto Parts, your one-stop shop for all your car part needs, found in Providence and Preston, locally owned. Well, let's go ahead and talk a little bit here about the conclusion of this basketball game. Mountain Crest falls to Morgan 67-49, a game that was really close.
It was.
Mountain Crest played very well for I dare I say, 3.5 quarters.
Yeah.
It was a half-quarter stretch where Morgan was able to get really a 6-point swing at the end of the third quarter. They ballooned that up all the way out to about 20. Yeah. Didn't relinquish that in the fourth quarter, but Mountain Crest was able to come in, prove that they can make tough shots, and you saw the glimpse.
Yeah.
You can see the glimpse of what Mountain Crest can truly be, and you're going to get back Dimitrikov. That will play a role in part of this moving forward as well.
Yeah.
You can see the foundation of what Mountain Crest can possibly do, and I think it was a good night tonight to, one, get your feet wet on a very aggressive press that you'll see in region. 2, identify, who your studs are and who you want attacking the basket, who's going to make those shots.
Yeah.
And then realize, what can we do to kind of get this fixed in the preseason.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, we're still in, non-region, and, again, everything is fixable. So you come out and you play ultimately 3 quarters really close to an extremely good Morgan team, so very well. And, we saw, again, I love the fact that you saw Martinson step up a little bit. You saw some of the other players step up in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, Trey was out there, especially in the first half. Trey did an amazing job. The biggest difference in this game was that trap, and Mountain Crest unable to break that trap, because even when they were struggling to break the trap, Morgan didn't get a huge lead on them until that fourth quarter.
Yep.
Or, like you said, 30 seconds before the fourth quarter. So.
Yep. And absolutely, they were able to do it. Well, it's time for us to go ahead and give our player of the game, brought to you by Young Toyota and Young Honda. For 100 years, delivering an exceptional customer experience. Think young, drive young, and we were talking about who really showed out for the Mustangs tonight, and I want to say that it was another breakout game for Tayton Martinson.
Yeah.
Martinson making some big three-point shots, had back-to-back threes, or rather 2 threes in succession in the first quarter, brought the defense, hounded the ball carriers or the dribblers, the ball handlers, for Morgan. Did a great job tonight, and he's going to get our player of the game.
Yeah, shot well, played great defense, and brought some passion, so definitely.
Absolutely. Well, that will conclude everything for us here in Hiram tonight. The Mustangs will fall to 2-5 on the year, getting a few more preseason games before the start of region. We'll get those games coming up in just a second. But the final score, Mountain Crest falls to Morgan. Very good Morgan team, 67-49. Tayton Martinson with 12 points in the game gets our player of the game to represent the Mustangs in this one. And the final preseason games, Coach, what are they?
So that we have one more preseason game. It will be next Tuesday. You and I will be at Box Elder as Mountain Crest takes on Box Elder at Box Elder. And then right on the heels the next night, Wednesday night, versus Logan, home versus Logan to start region. So we're right into it. So
2 games next week.
2 games, yep.
All right. Well, that will conclude it here for us here in Hiram. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a fantastic night. I am Cody Olson, your voice of the Mountain Crest Mustangs. At my left, as always, Coach Olson. We say thank you so very much, and as always,